Hello, my friends. This is Loli. Today we will be creating 3 beautiful Christmas centerpieces using these foam wreaths from the Dollar Tree. Let's get started. To start, I took these dowel rods that I got from Dollar Tree and painted them with 2 coats of linen white chalk paint. Then I'm going to take the foam wreath forms and using the tip of my hot glue gun, I'm going to create holes diagonal from each other in 4 different points. Then I added hot glue inside of the holes and added the dowel rod inside of that, and then added some more hot glue on the edges to reinforce that union. And I repeated this process 4 times. Then I flipped the structure over and I placed it above the other foam wreath form, and I'm making sure that everything is straight and pressing those dowel rods onto the place where they should be so they will leave an indentation, so I knew exactly where to bow my next set of holes. And once again, I did the same process as I did before. I added hot glue to the inside of the holes and then just matched everything back up and pressed it down until it was set. And then I added some more hot glue to the edges to make sure that everything stayed in place. Next, I took the wooden circle from Dollar Tree and I'm going to remove that twine off of it. And taking these pumpkins that I got from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to use my snips to cut it off because my needle nose pliers were not working. So I just snipped it off and then remove any extra pieces of wood that were there, and then took my sanding block and sanded it off. I'm going to repeat this process 4 times. Next, I took some wood glue and I'm adding it to the bottom of the pumpkins, and I'm sticking them on 4 corners of the wood round. And then flipped it over and let it dry. Then I'm adding some hot glue to the edges of the wood round. And once I go all the way around, I'm going to take the structure that I created earlier with the 2 foam wreath forms and place it right on top of that. Then I added some hot glue to the center as well of the wood round and went to glue this piece of floral foam right there in the middle. Then I took a vase that I got from Dollar Tree and placed it right in the center on top of the foam and used this beaded garland from Walmart, and I just pressed the beads underneath the bottom portion of the foam at the top, and I did one right in the middle between each one of the dowel rods and secured it with a little bit of hot glue. Then I took a different variety of florals, most of them from Dollar Tree with the exception of one that came from Walmart. And I'm just going to add these gold poinsettias. It's actually not fully gold, they're kind of like a champagne color. And I'm going to add them at about 3 to 4 inch intervals until I went all the way around the wreath form. I had a little bit remaining that were like 2 pieces in one, so I just added it to the bottom for now. I didn't have enough for this piece, so I decided to move on to this other pick. And this one I got from Walmart and they were 97 cents. They are actually still available. I got these last year, but I went to my local Walmart recently and I saw them for the same price. So you are able to find them in stores right now. So here I just cut them into 3 individual pieces and I am adding them onto the wreath form. But in order to do that, I am bending the end of it a little bit at an angle so I'm able to secure it into the wreath form. And then I added a little bit of hot glue on the back and held it in place until it sat there. I just want to make sure that this sat mostly flat with just some flaring. And I did that all the way around. Then I migrated to the top and I'm going to be adding 2 pieces of this greenery in between of each section of poinsettias. And I repeated the same process until I went all the way around this wreath form as well. Next, I took these picks from Dollar Tree. I'm sorry you can really see them there in the angle that I am, but you'll see them once I add them on. These came from Dollar Tree. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough to do what I was planning to do, but I will fix it later on. Here you can see that I am adding them on in between each section of poinsettias as well, but I did not have enough picks. I don't know how, because I have more greenery and picks than Dollar Tree does right now, but for some reason I only had one of these, actually 2 of these. So what I did is, once I realized here that I didn't have enough, I removed some of them and I repositioned it in 4 different sections instead. And then I'm going to use these other variety of also berries from Dollar Tree, and I am adding them in between those to give me that same height and that same look that I was going after by just using the other ones. And I actually had 2 of these leftovers, 2 of the champagne color ones, which I'm going to add on opposite sides here of the bottom wreath forms, and I added 2 on opposite sides of the other berries as well onto this one. And if you notice here, I tried to do what I did to the top, do it to the bottom as well, but just more toned down. Here the beads were all over my way, guys, but I will trim them off later on. I don't know why I trimmed them so long, but if you do, I will just drape them on the top, work on the bottom, then go on the top. But I wanted to do the same process on the top and the bottom, so I will keep everything nice and even and symmetrical. So here I am using what's left over from the other pick that had the champagne beads on it, and I'm adding it right next to where the berries are until I ran out of those. I had enough only for the bottom. Then I'm taking this other I'm taking this gold piece from Dollar Tree. I'm cutting a couple of pieces. I wanted this to give it a little bit more height and some more texture, so I'm adding that in there in about 4 different sections, and I did that in the bottom and also the top. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe and join the Lodi's Creations family. So here you'll see how I am adding them onto the top section of the wreath form. I'm just trying to let them be in between the poinsettia and the other beads, and I added about 4 pieces here to the top. And it was easier to add because they were long ways, so they cover more surface area. Now here I'm adding the same white that I added to the sides of the wreath form. I'm adding small pieces sticking upward instead. And I did this pretty much in the middle of each one of the spaces between the 2 dowel rods. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be adding it to the top, but I'm adding it to the bottom section of the wreath form so it will look like they are draping down. I added 2 pieces per section, adding 1 piece on each side of the beads. And this is how it's looking so far. Next, I added some of these gray, actually they're silver colored petunias. No, peonies. Yes, peonies. And I'm adding it to the inside portion of that wreath form, trying to space them in a way in which they cover the green, but they are not squished together. Then I added the remainder of them on here at the bottom, putting them on those sections where you can see the green and making sure not to completely cover all my other picks as well, so I have a nice variety. Once I went all the way around with that color, I'm going to come in with this champagne color from Dollar Tree as well, and again cutting it short. And here at the top I'm going to add, I believe, 4 of them. I am positioning them above, actually below the other ones, kind of draping down. So just filling it in with different colors, trying to keep it uniform And once I got those in there, I'm going to add some to the bottom as well. Here they were not even, so I just added another one, and then I came in with these poinsettias in the champagne color as well from Dollar Tree and placed them in between the two petunias. I keep saying calling them petunias, peonies, I meant to say. And then I was happy with this part, so now we're going to go back to the bottom again. We're going to add the champagne color poinsettias in between some of the silver ones. I am using the dowel rods as a marker where to position them. Then I took some of these gold poinsettias from Dollar Tree. Here I'm just using my heat gun to bring them back to life, and then I'm going to position them in between the two flowers that I just added. So in between the two champagnes, I'm adding one of these golds. And then once I'm done with the bottom here, positioning them at the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing at the top, but at the top section, I will be putting them dripping down. So here in a second, you'll see exactly what I mean. But not yet. First, I decided to add this extra one here. This spot looked a little bare, so that's why I decided to do that there. So it looks nice and round and symmetrical with the rest of the arrangement. Next, I added these extra mini poinsettias to the bottom just to cover up some of that floral foam. And then I came back with the gold poinsettias to put in the top section. As you see there, I am putting them towards the bottom so it will look like they're dripping down. And here in a second, I'll give you a better angle so you can see exactly what I mean. There we go. And this just covered that up so much better. If you're still with me this far into the video, I want to take a moment and say thank you so much for spending your time with me. I truly appreciate you. Leave me your favorite emoji in the comments so I know who you are. Thank you so much. All right, so next I'm going to take some more of these champagne color picks from Dollar Tree and add some flowers here and there. I'm trying to even everything out and to cover most of that wreath form as I can, but at the same time keeping the balance between all the colors. Then I'm going to add some of these champagne poinsettias as well. And lastly, I just took one of these candles from Dollar Tree, one of those battery operated ones, and I'm going to just place it inside of my vase. And that is it for this one. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Today's video is part of the Wood Round or Wreath Wednesday that is hosted monthly by Aurea from DIY with Aurea, myself Loli from Loli's Creations, and our guest host this month is Tammy from Happiness Created. The link to our channels and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure that you head on over to the channels and to the playlist and show everyone some love. For the next project, I'll be using this leftover vase that I had for my candle, and I'm going to press the wreath form against the edges of it so it will form an indentation, and that way I know how much to cut off. Then using my spatula, I just kept pressing on, going on the sides, just trying to keep it as straight as possible so I'm able to remove that portion here at the bottom. I measured against the opening again, but I needed to take off some more, so here I'm making sure to do it in an angle as you see there so it will match the angle that the vase has as well. Once I make sure it was nice and straight, I'm positioning it there over my vase, and I'm going to glue it on with some hot glue. I added a little bit on one side first, make sure that it was nicely attached, and then I pretty much piled it on, dripping it from the bottom until the piece was nicely secured and stable. And I set it aside to make sure that that hot glue was truly dry. Then I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of linen white chalk paint. I just painted the vase and the beginning of the wreath form. And here I'm using this mirror that I got from Dollar Tree and removing the little tags that it comes with at the bottom. And we're going to place it right on top of here. Here I had glued it on. Later on, I will say if you're planning to do this, don't glue it on because you will be having to unglue it later like I did, but you'll see that in a moment. Then I took some of this garland from Dollar Tree and I just wrapped it all the way around, and I try to keep it as close as possible so I don't have any of that green poking through. But I did that until I covered the entire piece. And then once that was nicely covered, I'm going to take the edge here and do a loop and then tuck that edge into that loop and pull so it will be nice and tight and it will not unravel. No need for any hot glue for this one. Then I'm going to just go ahead and give it a nice haircut. I know, I should be using bigger scissors, but I just wanted to make sure that I had a lot of control over this. I want to make sure that I didn't take off too much. And then I ended up with areas that you can see the green foam underneath. So this is why I decided to use these. But you can use bigger scissors and this will go a lot quicker. All right, so once I was happy with all the cotton, I guess I wasn't there yet. I was being very, very meticulous, guys. Just pardon me here. All right, so we are going to just go ahead and clean everything off of this so we can move on with the next part. All right, I took some of these snowflakes from Hobby Lobby and I'm going to glue them on. I put a nice amount of hot glue on the back, which could have been the front too. I don't know, you can tell they're so beautiful, these. I love them. And then I'm just going to place them down there, hold it in place till it dries. And what I do to one side, I'm going to do to another because you know how I love balance and symmetry. So I did that to both sides and then I stuck a fifth one right in the middle top section. Then I took one of these candle holders from Dollar Tree and I placed it right over the glass, and took one of these candles from Dollar Tree as well and stuck it in there, and look how cute that looked. I thought it was cute, but I said, you know what, we have options here. So I came in with this little Christmas tree that I love how it changes colors, and I thought it would look so beautiful with that as well. Then I decided, you know what, I need more sparkles, so I took some of this garland and I draped it over it. I didn't like how that looked, so I took it off. Then I took little pieces from the garland, cut it into individual little beads, and I just put some of the little beads in between each one of the snowflakes going all the way around. I kind of like that a little bit better. I just felt like the snowflakes kind of got lost in the green there. I just wish that they were sparkle a little more than they do right now. But we're going to fix that later. For now, we're just going to trim off these beads. As you see here, I'm using these little nose pliers so they're able to hold the bead in place for me while I put some hot glue onto the bead and position it in place, because otherwise my little fingers will be suffering. I follow the pattern of 2 beads per section with the first 2 sections, and then with the top 2 sections I use 3 beads. And I continue that pattern until I went all the way across to the other side. In an attempt to bring some sparkle to the snowflakes, I decided to use this battery operated lights from Dollar Tree. I added the back to the back, and I'm starting right here at this end with the first light, and I'm going to just continue to wrap it around the entire greenery section, trying to avoid the sections where the snowflakes are, but putting the lights in the sections that you have the greenery. And I'm trying my best as well to have as much of the lights be on the front of the arrangement rather than the back. So here, you see me here repositioning them until I am happy with what it was looking like. It was the perfect amount of lights for this arrangement. So once I got to the back, I'm going to switch a battery pack to the back as you see there. And here's why I told you not to glue your mirror. So I had to remove my mirror. I slid it off, so I was able to tuck my battery pack right in there, and you will never tell that was there. So, but at the same time, it was perfect because that allowed the mirror to stay nicely with that rubber. And here it is, all completed. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios here. You can use it with this Christmas tree if you prefer. There's also the option of using it with the candle holder and the battery operated candle. And then we can also use it with this beautiful angel, which is perfect for Christmas. And the possibilities are endless. So Let me know in the comments what do you think of each one of these projects. Oh, and also this new snowflake that I got from Dollar Tree is another option. Let me know in the comments if you will enjoy making this project, and if you do, I would love to see some pictures on Instagram. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next inspiration. To create this, I started with 3 of these candle holders from Dollar Tree and 3 of these pillar candle holders as well from Dollar Tree. These are 3 different sizes. I removed the tag off of all of them using some heat and my scraper. Then I took the metal candle holders and I'm going to add some of that super glue Loctite to the very top of them. And then I'm going to press them down to the bottom of the glass candle holders. And I repeated this step with all 3 of the candle holders. My friends, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching. I hope you stay for the entirety of it. And if you're new, coming from one of the other channels, welcome. And to my current subscribers, guys, I love you dearly. Thank you so much for all your support. Now we're going to put these to the side to dry, and we're going to start working on the next part of our project. This part is optional. I wanted something that I can move around instead of having to pick up each piece. So I took this Lazy Susan that I got at my thrift shop for $3. I removed the sticker, scraped it off, and I went to take and paint it with 3 coats of my mixture that I made using my white Black & Decker paint and primer and some plaster of Paris. I give this 2 coats. I dried it in between coats using my heat gun. Alright, now we're going to put it to the side and we're going to work on this wreath form. So I'm removing that sticker off of it, and I'm going to take a variety of different picks from Dollar Tree. And these all came from Dollar Tree, guys. So I'm just taking a variety of it. First I took this one that has the berries, removed that tag off, and I cut it into individual pieces so I'm able to arrange it onto my wreath form. Now I'm using 2 picks of these poinsettias from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut them into very small stems and put them in between each one of the holly bunches. My friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and I hope you will consider subscribing as well. And if you do, make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. So friends, here I was down 1 of my poinsettias. So if you do this, use 3 picks because you're going to need an extra one to put in between there. Alright, so it's fine. We're going to fix this later on. Right now I'm using one of these new picks from Dollar Tree. I love these guys. If you find them, get them. They are so pretty. They give a sparkle to anything you put it on, and they are so high-end looking. So I'm going to add these in between the picks as well, just to give this a little bit more dimension and variety in my florals. And here you're seeing how I'm fixing the adding another poinsettia. So I'm just spacing it out a little bit differently so it doesn't look so much like a missing piece in the hole there. So then here I am adding my greenery. I'm adding it like in between the poinsettia and the hollies, like in 4 or 5 different sections of my wreath, as you see there. Just trying to have it look evenly and give this more of a finished and full look in the middle. So apparently I put 7 of them actually on there. Just space them out until you're happy with what you see. Some pieces here were a little bit too high, so I'm just here removing some and cutting down some of the pick so they are more even. Now we're gonna make this even more beautiful. So I'm going to use some of these poinsettias from Dollar Tree. They also came out this year. They have this beautiful shine to them, and the red is so vibrant. I love it. So I added these to the sides of my wreath. I apologize, guys, that I'm out of frame and you're not able to see me actually put them on the side, but I'm just cutting the pieces of the stems pretty short that they're able to go through the wreath form but not go all the way through to the other side, if that makes any sense, so it doesn't poke to the other side. And I did this all the way around, leaving spaces in between because I'm going to come in after that with something else. And this is what it was looking like so far. Here we needed to cover up the inside green part of the reed form. So I'm going to use this lyconium that I got from Dollar Tree. I love how this looks. It doesn't have the best of smells, but it looks beautiful. So I use this, gluing it in the inside with hot glue until I cover the entire reed form. Once it was all covered, I shaked off all the excess and removed any little glue webs that tend to be around our projects. All right, so now I'm going to use some of these pine cones that I got from my in-laws that they brought over when they came the last time. And I'm going to glue them in between the poinsettias to help me cover that green and give this another level of texture. Friends, when you're doing this, take your time, do one at a time. Don't be like me that I couldn't wait and then my stuff was falling down. Right there, you see how my pine cones get falling? Because I didn't have the patience to sit and wait until my glue set. So don't be like me, okay? Just keep it there, hold it in place, and it's not that long of a wait really. And I did that all the way around the entire piece, and this is what it's looking like so far. Look how cute that is. I love it. Then I'm going to place it onto my Lazy Susan, as you see right there. And now that my candle holders are dry, I'm going to position it inside of my wreath, as you see right there. And then I added some tea light candle from Dollar Tree, and this is complete. Here we go with the final reveal. And don't forget to leave me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think of each one of these projects. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You're amazing. Bye.